Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. We bring with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, folks? It is, what's today? I always forget. It is Monday, August 12th. We are halfway through August already. So what is going on, my good people? The Olympics are over. Everybody's going to go back to the WNBA. NFL is getting started. We had a good time. People are still dealing with the aftershocks of whatever Australia was doing in the breakdancing competition. We still ain't figured that out or answered that question. I don't know who Ray Gunn is, but she probably need not come back. So, yeah, man, it's been an interesting week. The women got gold in basketball. That was to be expected. Got a little bit ugly, got a little bit chippy. That was a tight one. Now everybody in the world want to know who Gabby Williams is. And we're going to answer that question tomorrow. That's what the show tomorrow is going to be about. Who is Gabby Williams and what is she about? Then the men won, and they were celebrating, and they had all kind of stuff going on. Steph Curry and his family had issues with the French police. There's always something. It's always something. And as usual, you guys know my motto. The NFL is the gift that keeps on giving, and they keep giving because now we got an issue here in Philadelphia. The whole Haason Reddick situation just got weird, just got very weird. But I posted something a couple hours ago, and I wanted to play that for you. So hold tight. I want to get y'all in on this so you can check this out. So hold tight. So this is funny to me. Haason Reddick is asking for a trade from the Jets. He just got there, showed up, did his press conference, said everything was cool. Now he wants to trade. However, the Jets knew he wanted a new deal before they signed him. So this is not new information. I feel kind of bad for him because he's been the one dude that doesn't give you trouble. And he has played up to par with some of the guys in the league right now who are the tops in their field. If you can just look at his stats, you can't deny that. So I feel bad that he's not getting his money, and they doing him dirty. Howie Roseman wanted to go in a different direction, and that was made clear from the start. That's how he ended up in the Jets. So it looks like somebody from the Jets might mess around and get promoted to fan because now they don't have their old guy, and they don't have a new guy. So this is funny to me. So yeah, that was it. I recorded that this afternoon, and I was thinking about it. Now we got Bryce Huff. We basically traded for Bryce Huff. So we traded. The Jets got Bryce Huff. They got Haason Reddick, and he went in, and they knew that he was looking for a new contract. So why all of a sudden the New York Jets don't want to give him a new contract? I don't quite understand that. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that doesn't make sense. If you didn't want him, if you weren't going to offer him a contract, why did you sign him? Or maybe you just thought that he was going to, maybe it's the Jets pushing the envelope a little bit. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, we'll sign him when he comes to camp. And then he comes to camp and it's like, we'll get it done the closer it gets to the season. We'll get it done when the season starts. A lot of times they move the goalpost on you. So you really never know
what's going to happen, how people are going to respond. All of that type of stuff is up in the air. You never know what somebody else is going to do. You have no guarantees when it comes to that. None. So as of right now, Haason Reddick said, I'm not reporting. And let me see. The Jets released a statement. We have informed Haason that we will not trade him, that he is expected to be here with his teammates, and that he will continue to be fined per the CBA if he does not report. Since the trade discussions back in March, we have been clear, direct, and consistent with our position. Our focus will remain on the guys we have here as we prepare for the regular season. And that's a statement from GM Joe Douglas. So I don't know about what message was made clear and direct, but you can't tell me they didn't know that Haason Reddick wanted a new contract. You know they knew that. They were going. That's the reason they got him. That's the very reason they got him. So now they in this bubble. Something's got to give. I mean, he gonna keep getting fined, but usually, you know, when you get a new contract, are they gonna take away that fine and the signing bonus, however that works? I don't know what Haason is gonna do. I really, like I just mentioned, I feel bad for him because Haason Reddick is a good dude. He's the guy on the team that you want on your team. He's the guy that doesn't talk, not a lot of mouth, doesn't showboat. When he does make his comments and he does speak to the press, he don't BS around. He gets straight to the point. He is very matter of fact. He's not like braggadocious or conceited or anything like that. What's up, Cody K? He's none of that. He is direct to the point. He is frank. And he's a good leader in that locker room. That's the dude you want on your team. And the only thing he does is keep his mouth shut, go out there and ball out. That's what he does. He normally doesn't hold out anything like this. And the only reason this is a conversation, the only reason we are having this conversation is because he's 30 years old. That is it. You look at his stats from the last 3 years, he's up there with Bosa. He's up there with some of the others that have been tops in the league at their position at defensive end. He's right there with him. He even led the league in sacks, I believe, 1 year. Or he was up there, top 3. So you're talking about a guy that did everything you wanted him to do. Everything. And he's from South Jersey. He's from here. He's basically from Philadelphia. He's from right over the bridge in Camden. So this is his hometown. So I was really, really, really hoping that Howie Roseman could find a way to keep him and keep him happy. But it all comes down to he has hit the Murphy's Law of bad timing. But every year, he balled out. Every year, when they finally moved him where he should have been, with his hand in the dirt, when he was down in Arizona. And then Arizona shipped him to Carolina. And I remember what he did to us when he was with Carolina. He had like 5 sacks that game on Jalen Hurts. He killed us. Then when we get him, what does he do? The same thing. He gets on the end of that line and balled out. And we held him back because we kept dropping him back in damn coverage. Let that man do what he does best. But the point I'm making is he ain't never gave anybody any trouble. Showed up, does his job, plays his position, and outplayed his contract every time. So now the only reason you don't want to give him his money is because he's 30 years old. Okay. And that's a shame because he don't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. Because think about it. Ain't this the same as Brandon Ayuk? Don't it look familiar? Don't it sound familiar? It's the same thing going on in San Francisco. Same exact thing. Brandon Ayuk requested a trade or he wants his money. He wants San Francisco to pony up. And he wants to get the money that he thinks he deserves. And you know what? Again, he's outplayed his contract. So what do? That's the only leverage a player has. Because the teams can jack up them contracts however they want to do it. However they want to do it. I always have respect for Ayuk because when we beat them in that conference championship game, when Purdy went down, when we knocked Purdy out the game, couple days, everybody was saying what they had to say. They wouldn't have beat us if Purdy hadn't gotten hurt and blah, blah, blah. Maybe. We'll never know. But I remember Brandon Ayuk, and I respected this because I know you're going to feel some kind of way immediately after the game. And you should if you're a player. Man, if our starting quarterback hadn't got hurt, we probably would have beat him. I understand that train of thought. But Brandon Ayuk was the only one that came and said, well, they got us. And guess what? I'm at home on the couch watching them on TV. He's the only one that said that. Everybody else just kept hitting them with excuses. It was this, it was that. It was y'all wouldn't have done it. And he was the only one that said they got us. It is what it is. If we would have hurt that guy, we wouldn't have been crying for them. But when he said, I'm at home on the couch watching them on TV, I was like, respect. Respect. Because I understand it. Yeah, you're going to feel some kind of way, especially immediately after the game. Yeah, I expect you to feel some kind of way. But I respected his comments about it. Like he came to grips with it and kept it moving. But last year, he was the best receiver on their team. McCaffrey was the best player. I guess you could stick Debo in there, but Debo got hurt a couple games, right? So he was probably the most productive. He outplayed his contract. And nobody wants to go into that last year because that's the only thing you can do to try to get yourself set up for your future. Brandon Ayuk is 26. So what he's looking for is probably another 3 to 4 year deal that'll tie him over till he's 30. I don't know if he just turned 26 in March. So he's trying to get a contract to where till he's 29. Then when you're 29, you can probably squeeze one more contract out if you're still healthy for about 2, maybe 3 years. That'll keep you in till you about 31, 32 years old. So he's playing the game and he's playing the game right. You're trying to maximize your potential. He hasn't been really hurt. He balled out. He was productive. So guess what? If San Francisco decides not to sign him, like they're gonna have who's gonna fill in and occupy that production? Who's gonna take over that production if he's not here? Does that mean everything's got to go to Debo? You need that 3-headed monster. That's the benefit of having that offense you got. Is it Ayuk? Is it Debo? Is it McCaffrey? Now you bring in somebody new. They got to learn the system. Are they as dangerous as Ayuk? Or are you going to pass them off and concentrate on the other two? So whatever San Francisco decides to do, who are they going to replace him with and who's going to match his production? That's the question you got to ask. Everybody gets so quick to, I don't like his attitude. Well, you got to play out your contract. Go ahead and trade him. Everybody got something to say until it comes down to who's going to fill in and replace that production that you losing. Now, in regards to the Eagles, we got Bryce Huff. I would argue Haason Reddick is better than Bryce Huff. I would argue that. Look at the stats. But everybody, the minute a player turns 30 years old, it's almost like driving a car off the lot. The value gets cut in half. Even though it's still performing. Even though you ain't even put another tank of gas in it yet. It's already undervalued. And that's the situation that Haason is in. At least Brandon Ayuk, like I said, he's 26 years old. He got the youth on his side. Haason Reddick he a victim of bad timing when it comes to this. What's up, 316? What's up, Daniel Berry? So he like a victim of circumstance, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because again, this is the dude that you want on your team. Don't talk too much, just gets out there and plays ball. He handles his business. That's what you want. And he handled his business better than 95% of defensive ends in the league. He was not, I know they got him listed as an outside linebacker, but he's not. He's a DN that gets off that line of scrimmage super fast and gets to the quarterback, or at least forces the quarterback off his spot. Who is going to bring that production? Bryce Huff is gone. Bryce Huff, was he a flash in the pan? We're going to find out. But I like Bryce Huff with Vic Fangio. I like to see Vic Fangio getting the most out of him. He's a young player. Bryce Huff is 26 too. Turned 26 in April. He just turned 26. Ball, I don't know what they're going to do, man. I don't know what they're going to do. They don't have to trade him. They can hold on to him. I don't know what benefit that gets you. Because if it goes into the season, his value can only drop more. They only get value out of him if they see him play or if other teams see him play. And if he plays up to par, then the Jets probably want to keep him. So it's a weird situation because clearly Haason Reddick ain't worried about the money. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement says the Jets can fine Haason Reddick $50,000 a day. A day. So that's over. That's $250,000 for the week. And he's willing to take that. He's willing to take that L because let's be real. If he does get a deal done or he goes somewhere else, he's going to figure out a way to add it in the contract or have his agent put that in his contract where the team pays off that fine or the Jets eat it. Well, something like that. That can easily be rectified in a new contract. So I'm not worried about that. And clearly he's not either. But now he's really got the leverage in this situation because the Jets need him because they gave us Bryce Huff. So the Jets need somebody that's as productive as Bryce Huff. And that person is Haason Reddick, but he ain't there. So I don't know if they have to trade him. They ain't got to do anything. But I know Haason Reddick wants his money. And not for nothing, Bryce Huff has been looking kind of decent in training camp. Y'all know how I feel about training camp, so I like to pump the brakes on it. But he looks good. That's about as far as I'll go. I like to see we got a joint practice tomorrow with the Patriots. That's what I want to see. I don't. I'm curious if that's going to be televised. There'll probably be highlights coming out, but that's the real test you want to see: one-on-ones against other people, interior drills, quarterbacks and running backs against the linebackers, things like that. So you can really see when you're on defense or when you're on offense and the man in the other color jersey, you've never seen them before. So you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to throw at you. You don't know if they're blitzing. You don't know how fast he is. You're not used to his gait. You're not used to his acceleration. You don't know when you have to throttle down to beat a particular person. This is when you can people can figure out what kind of football player you are only when you going up against other people. Yes, Jalen Carter's been good. Jordan Davis looked like he done slimmed down. Mekhi Becton has been beasting. But I want to see him do that against somebody else, not our guys. And that's when where the rubber meets the road right there, because you can really see what you got in a particular player. I want to see Quinyon Mitchell get more picks. I want to see Cooper DeJean get in the game. He's been out there running around. I want to see him let loose a little bit. I want to see what Isaiah Rodgers is going to do. Matter of fact, I want to see what James Bradbury is going to do at safety. Vic Fangio don't just throw out praise. He ain't that type of dude. He ain't that type of coach. He don't just throw compliments around. You got to earn it. So when Vic is surprised at something, believe him. Believe him. So at least James Bradbury has been at least trying to put himself in a situation where he can be productive. Because I know everybody wanted to put his head on the guillotine after last year. And I don't blame him. However, that would have been a very expensive cut player if we would have let him go. So I'm glad he's trying to find value in whatever years he thinks he's got left. I respect that. And guess what? Vic Fangio didn't have to say he was looking pretty good. He didn't have to say that. So I'm just happy we got somebody sticking around. We don't have to do another contract. He seems to be getting value at safety as a backup safety. And he knows he's going to be a backup. That's the thing. That's the thing. And I like Bradbury. That's the thing. He knows what it is. He understands what it is. Both him and Slay said the same thing. Slay knows that he getting on, and this will probably be his last year in Philly. So he's trying to help the young guys. And, he said exactly the right thing. Bradbury the same way. He ain't trying to make no waves. He understands what the situation is. He's still in a good spot. He still thinks he has something left in the tank, although you just got to maneuver it around. You got to take a couple seats out the back, use it like a truck, do what you got to do. And that's what they're doing by moving him to safety. Now, if they come to find out and he's still getting burnt over the top or he still can't tackle or whatever the situation is, I trust the fact that Vic Fangio will make the right decisions by this defense. Our defense is already better. Just by Vic Fangio alone, our defense is now middle of the pack. Whereas at the end of last year, we were at the bottom. So even with Fletch gone, even with Haason gone, even with the situation with our linebackers, with Vic Fangio at the helm on defense, that immediately raises us from bottom of the barrel to at least average in the middle. I'm good with that. And we'll look even better if we prove that we can tackle as a defense. We got to be better at that. We're in good shape. We are in good shape. So I know Justin Simmons, that talk is still in the air. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But here's the situation. The Falcons are after Justin Simmons. Howie knows what this situation is. Maybe he don't want to spend that money. I don't know. This is from, I'm reading Twitter again. This is from Hawks Fan TV. If the Falcons can sign Justin Simmons, that single move alone would make this defense at least above average. So they need the help on the defense. But here's where Philadelphia comes into play. And this goes into some of the comments that Devin White had when he was on the pivot the other day. He said he took less money to come here. Don, I saw that. That don't mean Howie's done. You already know Howie Roseman. He always a couple moves ahead, man. So that don't mean nothing. So Philadelphia is a destination, right? Devin White said it. He took less money to come here because the pieces are in place. The pieces are in place. Don, I thought the same thing. And that might be the same situation like Haason Reddick. Like Howie don't want to spend that much money. So, and I don't blame Justin Simmons, but I think we probably could sign him, but we busted the load with Saquon. So now, whatever monies we got left, we filling in the gaps. So you can't blow the rest of the load on whatever, and you still got these little pieces that we got to fill in the gaps with. So that is my logic on why Howie may not want to sign Simmons. I think you're 100% right. He wants starter money, and he probably, just like Haason, he deserves it. But I think, how old is Justin Simmons? Anybody in the chat know? I'm looking it up. Justin Simmons is 30. Same thing as Haason. You hit that 30 year, you're on the other side of 30, man, your value drop, even though you ball out. No, he is 30. He turned 30 in November of 93. So he will be 31 this November. So I understand it. I understand it. He won his money. Still balling at a high level. But I mean, if you think about it now, if Howie Roseman didn't want to give the money, if he didn't want to give Haason the money, and Haason is proven here. He's a homeboy. Keep your homeboys at home. He showed and proved here. He balled out. And again, he was that guy in the locker room, like no issues. So if they don't want to keep that guy because he's over 30 and you don't want to pay him $20 million a year, what is Howie going to do with Justin Simmons? We kind of wishing upon a star on this one, I think, unless Howie going to just surprise us. And that's happened too. So I don't put anything past Howie Roseman. He is the Wizard of Philadelphia for a reason. Yeah, Stern was at safety, right? Now I'm looking at this article. This looks like this is Sports Illustrated. Could the Eagles pull off blockbuster trade with Patriots for superstar? Philadelphia Eagles will likely be on one of the top teams in football in 2024. Philadelphia has one of the best. Hold on. We won't have blah, blah, blah. Multiple teams have inquired about trading for pass rusher Matthew Judon amid his contract stalemate with the Patriots. Per sources, I hate sources. I hate sources. Judon is due $6.5 million in the final year of his deal. New England made a contract offer to Judon this summer, which Judon did not accept. Philadelphia could use some help on the edge, and Judon is one of the best in football when he's healthy. The Eagles also have plenty of cap space and could get a deal done if they decided to. It may cost a lot draft pick wise to land Judon in a trade with the Patriots, but he could be just what they needed to help take the Eagles defense to another level. Okay. So to me, that ain't no different than Simmons. You already know what the dude is. Do you want to spend the money? Howie, do you want to spend the money? That's what it comes down to. You can buy your kid them toys in the Walmart. The question is, do you really want to spend the money? That's all. Yeah, you can afford it. But do you want to deal with everything that comes with it? You gonna spend the money? Do the kids play with it once? Are they gonna bug you to death about it? Like, what do you want to do? I don't know. That's a good question, Dave. Comparable Danielle Hunter. That's a good question. He's 29 years old. Hunter is 29. He's ranked in the top 100 this year. He's ranked 68 in the top 100. I don't know. Why would D'Amico Ryans want to let him go? I don't know. I mean, I know they're wheeling and dealing, and it's all about business, but why would D'Amico Ryans want to let him go? If they can keep him, why wouldn't they keep him? But I understand the business of it. Oh, definitely. Howie is trying to get the bargain. That's automatic. You already know that. Howie gonna get his money's worth. What they used to say on the Boondocks. You gonna pay me what you owe, Santa. So yeah, and guess what? He's not in a rush. That's the one good thing about Howie Roseman. We as fans get impatient. Every time somebody becomes available, Howie jump on it. Howie get on the phone, make that deal. And it's like, at least Howie does his homework. Howie does his homework. So I like Danielle Hunter. But if the price ain't right, Howie ain't gonna do it. You already know that. Howie Roseman does not mess around when it comes to that money. So we'll see what they end up doing. I mean, shoot. But like I said, Howie is always 3 moves ahead. You like the Boondocks. You don't pay me what you owe, Santa. So Howie's about his bag, man. Howie's about his bag. And he is no dummy because everybody knows what Howie Roseman is going to do. But yet and still, when he calls, somebody picks up the phone. So I don't know what he's saying in these conversations, but they are listening. He need to write a book about this. Good grief. Is he in there hypnotizing folks on the phone? He doing some David Blaine stuff? So it'll be interesting to see what Howie does. I know he's looking. I know he already knows that Justin Simmons is available. But to me, that's a no-brainer, which leads me to believe that who said that earlier that he wanted starter money? Don Vaughn. Simmons wants that starter money, and that contract is too big. That number is too high. And Howie probably wants him to come down, and he ain't coming down. He shouldn't have to. That's the back and forth. That's the way you do business, and keep it moving. I don't think it was that many. I think Haas was probably going to be around 22 to 24. Realistically, he may have asked for that because, I mean, if you're going to ask for the contract, shoot your shot. And he's basing that a lot on what Nick Bosa is making. Nick Bosa contract. Bosa's annual salary is 34. Five-year, 170 million contract, 50 million signing bonus, 122 guaranteed, annual salary of 34 mil. That's Bosa. Now he knows good and damn well he ain't gonna get that much money. So you drop it down. You drop it down 10 mil. That puts you at 24. Because now if you're looking to get above 24 from the Eagles, nah, not at that position. So Howie still got some room to maneuver, got the money to maneuver, and you got time. Because really it just comes down to if you can get something done, at least remotely before practice is over with, before the camp is over with. Because once camp is done, you don't know what you're going to get because everybody scatters. But you're trying to get that done ASAP so you can get people in, get them used to the team, get them used to the rhythm, the schedules and stuff like that. That stuff takes a toll on you if you're a new player. That does take a toll on you. So you would rather have somebody in camp where they're comfortable and everything is flowing the way it's supposed to flow. Yeah, everybody been trying Simmons, but he ain't budging. He might end up in Atlanta. But what I was saying earlier was the Philadelphia is a flagship location. We are a desired location to play your last few years with. You saw what Ndamukong Suh did. He don't go to camp no more. He want to go somewhere where he can show up, start playing, and have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl. And he had that here. Jonathan Gannon just, shit the bed in the Super Bowl with the defense. So we see what's going to happen. We will see what's going to happen, man. We still got some time, man. We got time. I want the Eagles to do well in this joint practice. That's all I'm worried about right now. That's all I'm worried about right now. Let me see what was let me see. I want to see what Haason Reddick's stats were. Receiving. Where's the defensive stats? Rushing, receiving, fumbles, tackles. There we go. Sacks. TJ Watt had 19 sacks. Josh Hines Allen had 17 and a half. Hendrickson had 17 and a half. Khalil Mack had 17. Danielle Hunter, 16 and a half. That's pretty. Max Crosby had 14. Myles Garrett had 14. Micah Parsons had 14. Justin Matabuki. How do you say his last name? Anyways, he had 13. Greenard had 12 and a half. Montez Sweat had 12 and a half. Archery had 11 and a half. Hutchinson and Thibodeau, 11 and a half. Haason Reddick had 11 sacks. Nick Bosa, with that big-ass contract, had 10 and a half sacks. Chris Jones, with his big contract, 10 and a half sacks. Bryce Huff had 10. Zach Sealer had 10. Trayvon Walker had 10. Jadeveon Clowney had 9.5. So he had 11 sacks. That's double-digit sacks, man. That's double-digit sacks. So you got to give him his props. He came to work. Could nobody get with him. So when you look at, so let's go plus or minus 3. Okay, let's do that. Let's do plus or minus 3. So the 3 players above and the 3 players below Haason Reddick. You got Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Bradley Chubb. 11 and a half sacks and 11 sacks for Bradley Chubb. Then you got, this is beneath Haason Reddick. You got Bosa, Leonard Floyd, Chris Jones. All of them had 10 and a half. So if you're looking at somebody in the middle of the pack, that's what's up. That's what's up. He earned his money, man. He earned his money. What are these teams going to do? Because he can hold out. Eventually, somebody's going to get hurt. Eventually. Happens every year. Somebody's going to get hurt, especially when you play on the defense in the trenches and you banging like that every game. Some going to get nicked up eventually. Haason couldn't even get through the year without having the damn cast on and all the stuff he went through at the beginning. But so I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the Jets are going to do, but they better do something. And if they do decide to part ways with him, man. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Now, one thing that I've been looking at, you guys know I'm a fan of Nakobe Dean. Met Nakobe at his football camp, had a chance to talk with him, all that kind of good stuff. He's a good kid, hard worker, and I want to see him succeed. However, you got to show that on the field. Got to show that on the field. And he hasn't been bad. I think he's been better than advertised. He just hasn't made too many splashy plays. You remember last year, I think it was, in the preseason game, We had him backed up on the goal line, and he went in and caused the fumble. Like, he can make big plays. You just got to let him make big plays. So we'll see. We'll see how they want to play. Devin White looks good. He looks as advertised. Now, I know he's playing with a chip on his shoulder because of what went down when he was in Tampa Bay. And he want to prove them wrong. Who wouldn't? Zach Bonds coming out of nowhere in New Orleans. And he's putting on the show. Then you got N'Kobe. And then you got Trot Jr. Trot Jr. can play. You saw him make that hit in the game the other day, tackle for a loss. He almost knocked the dude's head off. Getting to the ball. He's not a very big dude, but he can get through them blockers and get to the ball. That's the only thing I'm worried about. That's the only thing I'm worried about. When push comes to shove and a tackle gets his hands on you, are you still fast enough to make a difference? That's what it comes to. So we'll see what's going to happen. But I like all of our linebackers. Devin White. It looks like Devin White, if you was to call it today, Devin White and Zach Bond look like they're going to be the first two out there, with Devin White having the green dot. And a lot of people have been predicting this, but a lot of people are saying that Trot Jr. will probably be the starter by the end of the year. I'm going to reserve judgment on that until I see him play against real competition, full speed. I saw that, Don. That's what I'm referencing. His conversation on the pivot. Let me see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. I had it. This was a short. Soccer. No. Was it a video? Troop on. There we go.
So
let me see if I can find this spot where I was talking about when Devin White was talking about when he went let me see. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. There we go.
CG was just talking about you. Chris Godwin talking about you. I ain't done no more. Oh my God. You called me the other day. Kalaz sent me a video of me on the NFL Network. Look at
Relationships in the locker room matter. Don't get it twisted.
Like, so it's like, don't believe everything you hear, bro. Like, get that. I told Howie, he FaceTime another reason why.
This is the point. Check this out.
He the only GM that wanted me and FaceTime me to talk to me like a man. Like, didn't go through Tori. What's his number? Okay, to give him my number, FaceTime. He said, bro, I was once in your position before, and I was the GM here. No, you don't even know it. Because I did, I had a downfall, and I had to work my way back up. He said, you in the same position. I felt like that was God.
Listen.
Yeah, that's it. Immediately when I heard that, the first thing I thought of is only Howie and the stuff that he's been through can relate. Because Howie was talking about the Chip Kelly days, and everybody knows what happened with that. Chip Kelly took power, and Howie, not wanting to leave the team, moved his office, took the quote unquote demotion, and he just sat in his office doing whatever it was that he was doing, getting ready for his time, biding his time. And then when the shoe fell, and Chip Kelly was out of here after he got rid of our Super Bowl. That's that Super Bowl quality team that we had with Deshaun and Shady and all them guys that we just wasted opportunity. But when the other shoe dropped, just kind of wait. Howie was just in his office and bided his time. And when the stars lined and his opportunity came, he was ready for it. He was ready, so he didn't have to get ready. He stayed ready. And the rest is history. A couple years later, we get it to the Super Bowl. So Devin's been through some stuff. Howie's been through some stuff. So, and I say this all the time, you can't see eye to eye if you're not even face to face. And the fact that Howie called him and you can have that conversation looking that other person in the eye, that means something. That definitely means something. So I think Devin White, he's going to be better than expected. He's going to be as advertised, and he's going to pay dividends the most. Long as everybody got to stay healthy. That's the thing. Everybody's got to stay healthy. I know we had a couple little nagging injuries. Dickerson had an issue when that day I went to camp. Dickerson had to kind of step out of the drill because he tweaked his knee a little bit, and I didn't see him go back in. So we just got to stay healthy. It doesn't matter what we do in the preseason. If you can't get out of the preseason clean, you got problems. Clean, I mean no major injuries. You have problems. So regardless of how our team is looking, like I see the kid in Minnesota, JJ McCarthy, everybody's going nuts. He's having a great camp. But at the end of the day, you are one play away. And I would be hard-pressed to see JJ McCarthy do what he's doing now during the regular season. So don't be surprised if the drop-off is severe. You know who might be rookie of the year? Is Spencer Rattler down in New Orleans. He taking everybody by storm down there. Howie Roseman went to a tour for advice from other successful teams. You know what? I saw that everybody was making a big deal when they found out Jalen Hurts called Wink Martindale. And I'm like, coaches do that stuff all the time. That is not anything new. And I don't understand where the furor was because of it. It didn't make sense to me. That's your quarterback trying to get every advantage he can get. People get mad at what they want to get mad at. So we in good shape, man. We are in good shape. Got to check the schedule to see. I'm hoping that practice tomorrow will be, at least some of it will be televised. I know it's going to be a lot of social media stuff because normally they wouldn't do that for a joint. But we'll see. We'll see what they come up with tomorrow. I know there's going to be some people out there. I know Eagles media team is going to be at the ready. So I need. That's my GM. Yeah, man. Howie's that dude, bro? Howie's that dude? The Wizard of Philadelphia. I got a picture somewhere. Me and Howie I think it's a I think it's my let me see if I can switch accounts. Oh no. Don't you hate when you hit the wrong button? Ah. Oh, there we go. Not now. Let me see. We were at the art museum during the Super Bowl parade, and all of the vets were down. We were kind of in the bowels of the art museum because they had all of the. Matter of fact, here's a snippet from it. This was Harold Carmichael.
What I'm trying to say, guys need to be able to start doing reunions like this all the time, and not 5, 10, 15 years. Sometimes, we get to the thing, we're talking about every year down in Jacksonville getting together. So
Yeah.
we need to think about trying to have things like this. I know a lot of times we get together.
Harold is a goat, man. That's a good dude right there. Really good dude, man. Sit down, talk with you. Like, real cool dude, man. I got a chance to sit with him a little bit at the alumni practice a couple days ago. So it's always fun. Here we go.
See,
I don't know what this is. Ads. But this was it's a whole bunch of stuff. Like we got the chance to ride in the bus, going to the art museum. So like all of the people, like look at all them people that was down there. That was a blast, man. We had so much fun down there. It was cold. Man, it was cold down there that day. It was freezing out there, but like we was deep. We were deep. Yeah, we all took pictures. Me and Fred X, me and Seth, and Mike Chad, William Fuller. I forget his name. Yeah, we had fun. Signing autographs. That's me and Vince Papali, Big Lou, my boy Luther Broughton. That was my guy Ken Dunnick, good friend of mine. There's the GOAT. That's Pastor Herb. He passed away last year. And that was at the steps. And then always remember at the alumni game. Man, we had a blast. That year at the alumni game, I had a little video clip with Vince Papali, and he said, we going to the Super Bowl. So I reminded him of that. That was fun. That's Fred X dancing out in the crowd. I'm trying to see. That's when BG gave us the trophy right here. And we all took pictures with the trophy. Some of the dudes he was kissing, and I was like, yeah, man, there's been too many hands on that. Ain't nobody kissing nothing. That's my boy John Booty. Boots is a good dude. I'm gonna have him on the podcast. That's my guy Ken Dunnick. I'm definitely gonna have him on the cast again. There's Big Lou. Trying to. Here we go. There's Howie. Big Lane. Doug Peterson, man. Every time I see a picture with Doug, it's like it's so far away. Like that was so long ago with Doug Peterson, man. It's crazy to even think of it like that. Crazy to even think of it like that. But that's so far away now. 2017. Yeah, you're right, Burr. He was ready to sit out. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You're not wrong. I agree with you 100%. That was the safest route to go because I don't think Howie wanted to get rid of him. I just think he didn't want to pay that price. I think he was, and that's the other side of it. I don't get mad at Haason for shooting his shot. He earned it. So shoot your shot. Especially when you got Bosa making. He had 11 sacks. Bosa had 10 and a half. But Bosa making like 12 million more or whatever it is. Did I mix that site? I think I did. With the sacks and stuff. But Bosa getting paid all that extra money. And they stats are the same. So I understand why he want that money. You only get one shot with that. So and again, he earned it. It's a nasty business and it ain't fair. It is not fair. So all of this bullshit that a lot of these players do, the dumb shit that they get in trouble for off the field, and just all of that kind of stuff. And you finally got one dude he's basically a homegrown, and you got that guy, and you can't find a way to make it happen because he's 30. So, yeah, it is what it is. How he made the decision, I mean, it wasn't necessarily the wrong decision, man. You're right. You're right, dude. It wasn't necessarily the wrong decision. I just hate to see that. I hate to see that type of stuff happen to good guys. And I always look at what's his name? Was that Earl Thomas? Was that Earl Thomas in Seattle? Where he was in the same boat, trying to get a new contract the last year of his deal. It didn't work, but he was trying to play good soldier, good teammate, good captain. He reported, played, and ended up tearing his ankle. And that was worst case scenario because now you use goods. You injured. So now don't nobody really want to pay you. It's like going to buy a car that you know has been in the flood. No, you're not going to pay full price for that car. You already know it's got damage. That's why these guys want their contracts when they want them. You go into that last year of the contract and you get hurt, you're done. Your career might be over. So I don't begrudge Haason Reddick for asking for his money. Again, he's earned it. If anybody's earned it, it's him. If anybody's earned it, it is him. So you shoot your shot. That's the same way that situation with C.J. Gardner-Johnson happened when he left. He got hurt, but he was also tied in the league in interceptions. I can just imagine what it would have been if he would have stayed healthy. He was tied in the league with 6. If he stays healthy, he has at least 9, in my opinion. 8 to 9. So he'd have been the clear leader for interceptions in the league. He probably would have been a borderline defensive player of the year, all of that type of stuff. Then you can name your shot. But when he got hurt, he shot his shot. He gambled. And Howie didn't budge. Howie called his bluff. You go out there and you see what else you can get. And he did. And Howie closed the door on him. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson said as much in his press conference. Said he was in his feelings. And it was personal to him. And it wasn't business. And it should have been business. NFL is nasty, man. It is cutthroat and it is nasty. So we got what we got. I think we're in a good spot. I'm anxious to see what is going to happen with this open practice, with this joint practice tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get some good highlights from it, and we'll see what happens going against other people, because this will be a little bit more better showing of what you're trying to do, even in the preseason games. So looking forward to seeing the reports from it tomorrow. So, but I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for joining me. We had a small group, but I'm always good with that. As long as we keep growing, man. Make sure everybody hits that subscribe button, click on that like button, smash that like, so we can keep on growing, keep on grinding, man. I'll be going every day this week. Thursday, I believe we going 8:00 because the WNBA comes back, so I'll be doing that game. But for the rest of the week, I'll be 9:00. I'll be on 9:00 tomorrow. 9:00 tomorrow. We talking about Gabby Williams. That's the girl that was giving the U.S. women's team all that trouble in the gold medal game. She used to play for Seattle and Chicago, and then she kind of got a raw deal because she was playing for her French team and the French national team, and there was a conflict of schedules. And because of that, they ended up suspended her in the WNBA, and Seattle, I think, traded her. I'm probably getting the story wrong, but I know she got traded, and the team she got traded to, they still couldn't play her. So she essentially, because she played for her French national team, essentially she got screwed out of a year. So that's why when Angel Reese asked her to come, she ain't want no parts of it. She was like, they did her dirty. So we're gonna get into that a little bit tomorrow. Plus we'll probably talk about some more football stuff, because that'll be all in the news. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. if you know anybody out on the West Coast, whatever, tell them to hook it up, tune on in, and ask any questions, man. And if you got questions about any team, yes, I am an Eagle, but I can talk about any team in the league. So spread the word. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate you joining me. Don Vaughn, Burr, Cody K, Bow 316, John Carter, everybody that tuned in tonight, man. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep doing it again tomorrow, same time, same channel, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we gonna see what's what. So I will see you in the next one. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.